Welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Mana and you can call me D-Boy. I'm here for you guys with yet another deck profile. But before I do this, I would like to thank you all for all the love, the support, the comments, the likes. We love it all. For the people that have visited our YouTube channel, subscribe to us. We'd like you to keep the good work. And also I would like to thank Chris on his new series about how to beat in 1 minute. Very nice videos. If you want to, you could watch his videos. I would put a link on the description section below for you guys to go and see his videos. Also, Bram De La Porta are making very nice videos. This is one of the decks that I have seen on his that it was one of the decks that he or one of his teammates made a deck profile on, and I would like to show you the way that I play it because I have played this deck for a while. So yeah, Oracle Think Tank, which is start up with the starter Lulu. Her skill is she's very old. When you ride on the top of her, she stays in your soul. Also, when you ride into the grade 3, then she came out and go into your rear guard. Why is this card so good? Because she also gives you an extra card if you have one or less cards in your soul, but she also takes 2 cards from your soul with her. So she makes your soul empty, which is then you can use all your witch's skills. So she's very important to have in this deck. Next, for the grade 3 lineup, I play all out 8 Kokus. The skills of them are, first, she's a 10k and she's 11k. You should know that. It's very important to ride into her if you have the opportunity to, but she has a skill on the front guard, on the rear guard, and she only has a skill on the front guard, which is, her skill is Counterblast 2. If you have 1 or less cards in your soul, you draw 2 cards. And the 11k body skill is Counterblast 1. Take 2 cards, 1 in your hand, 1 you discard. So with her you draw 2 cards, and with her you can't choose what to get. But the thing is, it doesn't. Sometimes if you have opened Counterblast, you can use her, but normally I would go into her if I have the opportunity to. But if you have the 2 of them into your hands, you can ride her and use her on your Rhaegar circle to draw more, but you need the Counterblasts to do so. So it depends on your hand and on your field what you want to do next. For the grade 2 lineup, I play 4 Silent Tom. Silent Tom is very important to have in this deck, I would say, because it is a way to win the game. Especially if you have him on your Rearguard circle and you attack with your stride. Then the Silent Tom with if your opponent would perfect guard your stride, then you give everything to Silent Tom, and Silent Tom would attack for 21 or even 26. So very good card, and your opponent can't guard with grade zeros. So very nice. Next, I play 3 12k attacker, because sometimes you put your heal back into your deck. Let's say you boost with your heal at the end of the turn or battle. At the end of the battle, the heal goes back into your deck. From there, you have 1 Rearguard less to boost with, so this card would be good. Um, then next grade 2, the 10k Interceptor. Why? Why would I play this card? Because he's really good in this current meta. Also, I do play so much 8k vanillas to put behind him and behind the Silent Dome. So this card is still good. I do like him because he's always a target for your opponent's skills, and your opponent would attack into him. So, and next, only 1 Oracle Angel. His skill is count +1. When this card hits, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can add 1 grade 3 into your hand. Very good. I know that he cost a counterblast, but he still put the pressure on your opponent, especially early game. So if you can ride him, you would go into him. You can always play the 10k body in this deck because it's still good. Next for Great Ones, I like to play 4G Perfect Guards because you need all the Counter Blast or the Counter Charge that you can have. So him and your heals are the only way that you can get them back. The only problem that I know, normally you would want to guard your Silent Tome, but because this deck goes into late game, you do need to keep your Perfect Guard only for your Vanguard. So it doesn't really matter if a Silent Tome get killed. You can't just replace it with another. For Stride Fathers, because you need this card, you need to keep the Witches in your hand to use with your Stride. So that's why I use 4 of them. And then 6 of the 8k vanillas to just boost the Silent Tome and the 10k and the 10k interceptor. So that's why you need them. You do really need 6 or 5. 4 are not enough. 3 are way too, yep, way too few. Trigger lineup, 4 heal. Her skill is when she boosts, you can give her an extra 3k and she goes back into your deck, which is very good, especially because you go into late game. Psychic Bird's skill is goes into the soul and you draw an extra card. You can use him once because you do need to have 1 or less cards in your soul to use your other skills. So that's why you use only one once. And next, all out crits because you don't need draw triggers. You draw enough in this deck. Stand triggers are also not good because standing the Silent Tome 8k by himself is really nothing, or 13, or even if you put him into 18, still only 2 cards guard for your opponent. For the Stride, first you have the option to play these two on hit. I like to play him because he takes 2 space off your extra deck because you need 2 to play. So his skill is when this card attacks hits a Vanguard, you can draw 2 cards and put 1 of them at the bottom of your deck. So another card to just give you more drawing power. Next you have the Witch's Stride, which is Mimi. Her skill is when you have a Witch's Vanguard and you have 1 or less cards in your soul, then you can use her by discarding 1 witch from your hand. Don't forget to discard a witch. You have to discard a witch. And then your opponent has the choice to discard 2 cards or take damage. Her skill goes off even if your opponent has 5 damage, so she could just end the game. Also, the trigger effects, if they get a trigger, is nullified. So no heal, no draw, nothing for your opponent. A very good card to just keep the pressure on your opponent, especially if you go into her first. Then your opponent would have to discard 2 cards, which is way too uh, way too soon in the game, so they have to lose 2 cards from their hand. Is really good. It doesn't really matter that you have to discard a witch because you do make the pluses. So a very nice card. But remember, it's just it is a choice to go into her. You don't really have to do this every time you stride because then this deck would get really boring. Next, for your greatest stride, which is Count Blast 2, see the 4 cards and draw 2 from them to your hand. The other 2 goes into the bottom of your deck. He is really good. So, as I said, when you stride into him, Count Blast 2, unflip a copy of himself, and then you would see the top 4 cards of your deck, and you add 2 to your hand. The other 2 goes into the bottom of your deck. Why is this card so good? Because he gives you options. He gives you the Silent Tome, the guard that you need, depend on your field and your opponent that you're playing against. If you're playing against Metalborg, you would get the Great Zeros. Playing against Kagero, take your Perfect Guards. Very good card. Some people do underestimate this card, but he is really good. The one thing that I don't like about him is his Counterblast 2, which is way too much in this deck. So this was the deck. This is a very good deck to play. Also, um, if you want to play a deck which could crush the mana, this is a very good deck, especially against, let's even say, playing against Kagero is this deck really good because you do get the hand advantage to replace your unit. Also, when you're playing against Chaos Breaker, then yes, you could lose if you're not playing smart enough. But if you're playing very smart, then waiting till they used almost all their um, resources, then you could just go out and just play their silent tomes and then finish them off. So you need to have patience in this deck. You could rush against the right decks, but sometimes you have to just wait and see what your opponent is playing, and then from there you could just finish them off. So very nice deck to play. Also, I would like you to tell me what you want to see next, which clan, which deck profile. If you want to see something else, I am starting a new series, or we are starting a new series about how to play and how to be better at Vanguard. So I will just make another video about that and tell you guys what you would have to um, expect from us from that series, and if you want to see more of that or not. So yeah, thanks for watching and till next time.